me say good morning. Let me say good morning. It's Thursday, the 8th day of September, within the year 2022. Good morning to one and all. Welcome to another edition of To The Point. And certainly hope all is well with everyone this morning. Listeners, let me say a really wonderful good morning to you, especially those of you who are listening via K105. I want to wish you a really good day today, and certainly hope that you all will chime in and participate in this morning's program. It's another open line. Usually we do entertain the members from the Royal Grenada Police Force on a Thursday, but haven't seen them chimed in as yet, or if we're going to have one per se. So if they do pop in while they're in the course of the program, we certainly will entertain them. So in the interview, we're just probably going to continue with that open line segment once again, where you, the all listeners and viewers. I'm talking about viewers. Before I continue, let me say good morning to those of you who are viewing via GBN TV, whether it's channels 7, 11, and 20. Want to wish you a lovely morning. Hope all is well with you, especially those of you who are probably the senior citizens per se, who are probably just sitting back, relaxing this morning. You did all you did for most of your life already, and at this stage in your life, you're relaxing per se. I certainly wish you all the best today, and certainly hope that you were able to chime in. Yeah, you got that phone close to you, calling. There's probably something you've been thinking about, and you wanna of course speak about it, or just let the nation know about it. I'm trying to get some positive vibes flowing this morning in terms of positive issue. We always seem to be getting the phone calls per se, and it always seems to be more of issues, folks, of a negative nature per se, or things that we having problems with, if I say that, an easier way of saying it. Should we get some calls today where folks would say, man, there's this happening in my community that I'm so proud of, and I want to speak about it. Probably no one is showing maybe I've observed something of a positive nature is happening in the community, and you want to say that. Or on Grenada as a whole, there's a positive aspect of things, a particular trend you may have noticed, and you want to throw that out this morning. I certainly will welcome conversations of that level also. But it's an open line, which means you're free to calling and state, of course, your views and opinions on various topics, and I certainly will entertain you. Let's grab our very first caller this morning. Let's go over to the phone line and say good morning to this caller. Caller, good morning to you, caller. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings. Mr. Telesford, I fully agree with you. Mm-hmm. It's certainly been the best interest of the people when they pick up the telephone in the morning to commend others for doing good things efficiently around the society and otherwise. But Mr. Telesford, it is impossible.
You find so?
Yes. Extremely possible. There's something going on with the community relation department of the police. Mm-hmm. Months now you can't reach them by telephone. Months. You call all other departments, nothing is being done about it. Is that the telephone providers are so incompetent they can't arrange rectify a telephone in such an important part of the government state apparatus? Mr. Telesford, since 20 past 8 this morning, I'm trying to reach the Ministry of Social Development on a matter of urgency. None of the two numbers are available. Oh, pardon, I retract that. It's not that they aren't available, but they're answering and they're ringing. Pardon, what's the matter with you this early morning, boy? And nobody's answering, Mr. Telesford, and nobody is answering. Something is wrong within the government service, and I wish to call upon the administrators to put things into place for proper management of the state affairs. You cannot continue to be just, what I will not say, depriving the people of the right to communicate with the state institutions because of inefficiency and incompetence. We have to start lifting the bar in this here country. Whatever is happening. A call on the Ministry for Social Development to open put a person to man the telephone lines. This is a department that the people have to communicate with from the time urgently on many matters. They forget how many poor people are in this here country. Poor, vulnerable, needy, whatnot, and what do we need to talk to find out? Efficiency. We have to begin lifting the bar in this here country, brothers and sisters. I just thought that he's too old for nobody others, but give somebody else a chance.
All right,
yes,
sir.
I do agree it should be positive, but it cannot be under the circumstances.
All right.
Thank you very much, and have a nice day, will you?
Yes. 435-2041. 435. It seems to be a complaint. We had a phone call yesterday pertaining to the same issue where folks are calling government institutions and somehow no one is answering the phone. The reason or reasons why, I wish I have the answer, folks. I wish I have that answer that I could have given out to you this morning and say, well, X, Y, or Z is the reason why individuals are not answering phones when you call. I don't know. 435-2041, 435-2041, that's the number. Suddenly we lost that caller there. 435-2041, that's the number. And I said in the intro, and of course, so Mr. Rowley did agree with me, and he said, let's hopefully we can talk about something that will positively change your community today. You see this happening, or in Grenada as a whole, but I hope we could get a couple of calls with folks wishing to talk about that. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, JT.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right, Tom. JT, your television is very dark. The station is very dark, JT. Sometimes I get it color, and right now I'm seeing you real black now.
You seeing me black? Well, I'm actually wearing a black t-shirt.
I know it's black, but it's green, the writing, like you Grenada flag right when they show it. You're not getting that.
Are you sure you don't have a television problem, or is it just that you try adjusting the brightness?
It's station's duty, because sometimes you get it very bright. Yes, sometimes I get it because if
do you have someone to assist you in terms of making the necessary adjustment? Maybe the brightness or something need adjusting. You have tried that?
I'll try that and I'll get back to you again.
Try that and let me know. All right. Have a good morning. All right. 435-2041. 435-2041. Let me say good morning to my viewers via the social media platform, especially Facebook. Good morning. I've seen loads of you already chimed in there and making your comments, so that we get to them shortly. Your comments and so forth via Facebook. Good morning to also viewers via YouTube channel. Those of you of GBN Production YouTube channel, I want to thank you so much for chiming in. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number. You can certainly call it to be part of it. I said, and I was saying this morning, I certainly hope we get those calls this morning where, you saying, well, I've been living in this particular community and I'm seeing a change in the behavior of individuals, and so forth, of a positive nature. Certainly hope we could get those calls this morning. I'm still trying. Good morning, caller. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Morning, yes. I have a comment this morning.
Go right ahead.
In the Willis area, every morning I see the workers and school children stranded for buses, and Willis have plenty buses. So I want to learn now, like most of the buses, some of them, they picking out the Boca children maybe a town away and bring them in the school. I want to see little buses for Boca. So by that now they don't come in.
All right.
Yeah, so then that's creating a problem for the people who went to work.
That certainly is a problem, because everybody needs transportation today, and especially with youngsters going back to school, you don't want them getting there late and stuff like that.
And Willis is a very big area.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the bus drivers will make that adjustment and see if they could come into here. Hopefully they're listening. I know they do listen from time to time.
Yeah, I would like to do something about that.
Yeah. All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning.
Yeah.
All right. That caller there is being hopeful that the buses could come into the Willis area, and she said the area do have a lot of buses that transfers that particular area, and for some reason they're not coming in. I'm not sure the reason why, but hope that could be fixed sooner or later. Let's go back to the telephone and say good morning to this caller. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. I'm calling from St. Patrick's, Montpellier, St. Patrick's to be exact.
Yes.
We have a concern in relation to a road that leads from Montpellier to an area called Plain St. Patrick's. It's been going on 19 years, I believe. There's a broken bridge. Well, the bridge is not there anymore. 19
years?
The bridge, you heard me?
You said 19 years now?
Yeah, yes, about 19 years. 2002, 3 thereabout. That bridge was washed away by the river. It's been several governments coming to office. How many times? On occasion they come, they survey, they do what they have to do. Every time election comes around, they come, they measure, they do what they have to do. Up to this point, nothing has been done. On a morning time, there were several children, school children, who live across the river. You understand? And if the rain fall heavy, you know when rain fall heavy and how Balthazar Bridge, the river does.
Yes.
It's something like that. None of the children can pass. You have
So
to go all the way to Plains.
It becomes impassable, per se.
It becomes impassable. And I'm calling on the parliamentary representative for St. Patrick's East, per se. I mean, they came here several times because I'm living in close proximity. They come here several times. They measure, they survey, they do what they have to do, and that's all. You understand? Nothing has been done. I believe it was around 19 years, if I could be correct. And something needs to be done. Just this morning, I see a mother and a 3-year-old son had to be taking off her shoes, you understand, putting a child on her back and trying to cross that heavy river to come to get a bus to go to Stays. Something needs to be done.
That is not a good situation at all. No. Not.
Yeah, I say I would have record it and send it to GBN or something like that, because every time I'm living in close proximity, so anytime people passing that river or attempting to pass that river, I will see.
Well, maybe you could, as you suggested, maybe you can do that, where in terms of you record it and send it to us, and maybe it could be featured. That may probably get you some help.
Yes, I think something needs to be done urgently.
All right.
So that's my call this morning.
Thank you for your contribution, caller. 435-2041, and we do have a comment via our Facebook page this morning, and this, of course, the comment goes like this. I would like to commend the Jean Anglais community on the beautification of the area and helping ensure that the South St. George Government School was ready for reopening. Kudos to the team. And that's the stuff I'm talking about. Let's get some positivity reading this morning in terms of what's happening in the community or in Grenada as a whole. I know there's things that are happening of a positive nature that you would just like to talk about, and I certainly will appreciate calls of that nature. Good morning, caller. Good morning. Good morning to you, caller. Hello, good morning. Caller is seem to be not available there. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number here to get on or to be part of To The Point here on K105 and GBN TV. Don't forget, it's Cricket Lovely Cricket continues today on GBN. Yes, the GBN network. And of course, the CPL action kicks in from 10 a.m. this morning. Teams that will be playing today. Before we entertain another caller, let me hit you up with some information pertaining to the teams that will be playing today from 10 a.m. this morning. That's the Ghanese Amazon Warriors to come up against the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, and that game kicks off from 10 a.m. this morning. So which means we're going to wrap up To The Point a little bit earlier than usual this morning. Let's go back. Seem to have lost that caller there once again. Guess the caller was a little bit impatient in terms of me connecting them. 435-2041 and 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Let's see if we can get this caller this time. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Thank you, Mr. GT, and how are you?
I am doing fine.
Right, that's good. I hope you are doing fine, both physically and spiritually.
Yes, I am.
The spiritual side is the most important, right?
Certainly is.
Concerning the things that are happening around the world, just to open our eyes.
Somehow, caller, just hold a sec. Somehow, I'm not sure if it's your telephone, but you sound very, very far away from the telephone.
Well, I don't know if it's the telephone or not. Are you hearing me better now?
I'm hearing you a whole lot better. Go right ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm saying that a lot of times things happen in the world, and it's like duplicated different places, the same thing happening in different places. But if we go back to the Word of God, it tells you in the latter days, certain things will happen. And when you look at the prophets, and Ezekiel and Daniel and even Revelation, and the thing that you read there, it shows that we are in the latter days. And this is a warning. See, when you see these things, look up, your redemption draweth nigh. So the coming of the Lord is close. We don't know how close, because the Word of God says, no man knows the day or the hour of his coming, only the Father. But this is a sign of the time. You see, we should look at the times that we are living in and get ready. This is a time to make people realize the Word of God is true. God is real. A lot of people, the teaching
in some universities that we came from evolution. We were not created, but we are created. There is a creator. And whether we want to believe it or not, there is one and we cannot change it.
All right.
So people need to be connected back to God. People need God. People need to acknowledge God. When God do destruction, it is not because of anything else, but the perpetration of sin, the level of sin. Remember Sodom and Gomorrah?
All right.
Remember all those places that...
All right, caller. I want to thank you for your contribution this morning, and certainly thank you a whole lot. All right.
You have to pay it also, okay?
All right. 435-2041, 435-2041. And we do have a comment via the Facebook once again. And this person saying, GT, good morning. I want to zero in on the bus drivers. Yesterday, a complaint came in. And let me see before it rolls out on me very, very quickly sometime. And that a certain bus driver passing school children, believing that they will get adult passengers on the way and will end up with a very few passengers at their final destination. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, we all know there is a God, but I see him as the creator in the form of the soil and the sea. Where we can plant a seed and watch it grow. That's creation. That's who I see God is. And the fruit that we bear from the land and the fish that we catch in the sea, these are the things that would give us the life that we want to be healthy for the rest of our life. You know, and God, yes, but the creator is the soil and the sea and the sun and the wind and everything that is nature. And the people of this country need to learn to attract the powers of God in that spiritual way.
All right.
and connect with nature. And one other point. The roads in the country, we need to pave them smoothly, not patch.
All
Too much lumps in the road, you know. Please, road fixers, just fix the road nicely, pave it.
I agree with you.
Many holes in the road, man. I'm telling you, bro.
I know. It's.
And then the traffic lights is a great improvement, but there's so much cars in the country that is going to create people to go to work late. If some people don't want to wait, you know, and I see it as a new way to also charge the public if you break the traffic light. They should have probably police officers stationary at each traffic light to ensure that people follow the traffic light rules.
All right.
And or put cameras and stuff. You know, it's just some ideas towards the new improvement. We like it, but then we also need better drainage and proper road so that we won't have flooding and erosion. Another point. A guy from Nigeria told me that we can blast the rocks here and take the soil and fill the potholes in the road and pave it. We don't have to be ordering stuff from foreign. We have to use our natural resource and think out of the box. Look at the cost of living. People's salary is not going up. We need some help in this country, bro.
Point taken, caller. Thank you for your contribution. 435-2041. We due for a break. Let's take our very first break. In this segment, when we come back, we entertain more of your phone calls here on To The Point for today, Thursday, the 8th of September, 2022. We're coming right back.
As GBN brings you coverage of this year's Heroes CPL, there will be some adjustments to our programming lineup. On Wednesday 7th and Thursday 8th September 2022, Transitions will be aired at 5:05 p.m. GBN TV News will be at 6 p.m. and repeated right after the CPL match. Transitions will be rebroadcast after the GBN News repeat. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere with sports coverage.
This could be out. Brilliant catch. What a stunning catch.
The biggest party in sports, the Caribbean Premier League, is back and live on GBN television. Capture the energy, excitement, and euphoria of the beloved game. 34 matches, 6 teams, only one to be crowned champion. The action starts August 31st and runs until September 30th. Live on GBN television at K105.5 and 105.9. It's no carnival, but you will enjoy the mass.
And you're kidding me! You are kidding me!
GBN's broadcast of the Hero CPL is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. Habats, National Lotteries Authority, Demerara Mutual Life, Grenlec, Kennish Trucking, Webisco and Bermudas, Consumers Guarantee Insurance, and Had-On Plus.
Welcome back to the point for today, Thursday. It's open line segment, folks. Usually on Thursday, as I mentioned in the intro, we usually have the police popping in on us on a Thursday, but I haven't seen them popping in yet. So we continue with our open line segment. We do have a call online. Let's go over to the caller and say good morning, caller. Good morning, and how are you?
Morning, GT, and thank you very much for another open line. And maybe compliment the police.
Yeah.
Not, but there's so many things that I could talk about, but let me start off with the issue of the so-called war with Ukraine and Russia. People have to remember that Europeans and Americans, their way of life is war. We know about the 100 Years' War, the 30 Years' War, and whatever war. Even the conflict in the Middle East, which they are highly involved because to keep the Middle East destabilized so that they can profit from the oil. Anyway, I want to warn people that this war, so-called war, which is a proxy war, the West against Russia, is not going to end soon. What those folks in the West want is a full-scale war. They need to clear their military arsenal that they have built up. I mean, they have got little chances in the past with Iraq and Afghanistan. They need all that. They was even trying to come to Venezuela and Iran. I mean, they need ways to keep the arms flowing, because that's how the powerful people who run the world get their money. People don't understand that. So what we need to do is to understand that and begin to prepare ourselves for the long haul. Things are not going to get better. And you see in various countries where people are starting to pressure their government and so on, it would be unfortunate if we started turning on our government, who probably have nothing to do with this. Where we need leadership from them now in terms of helping people, inspire them to do what is necessary and not wait on the international system, whether it's IMF, World Bank, or whoever, the European Union, to really ease the burden for us. Look what is happening. The EU have gone, they have set up an office in Qatar, the same Qatar that they were saying guys in the Gulf was a pariah state. Now they have set up people, they have re-established office because they intend to solve the problem of the oil, the fuel thing, the shortage of fuel from Russia by piggybacking on that. And also, it has implications for the climate change situation. They talk, in fact, the new Prime Minister of England talked about drilling more North Sea oil and so on. So we're back to square one. We're in trouble. The world is in trouble, and now people need to wake up and see how you are helping to uphold that disorder, or how you're helping to create a new order by being aware and doing what you can do here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution this morning, caller. Thank you for, of course, the caller diverted more of an international part of the conversation this morning. He actually was spoken about things of an international nature that would trickle down to us here in the Caribbean, and to a point we're already starting to feel that trickle down already. Sooner or later, it will be really, really upon us. Good morning to you, caller. How are you?
Morning, Mr. GC. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you, sir?
Yeah, there. Tobacco Oil Press. I've got a little thing for you today.
Tell me.
You know, in the oldies, long time ago, they used to have this excursion going to Carriacou. This is not something new with these old schooners and things. So there was a year that they had these two schooners going to Carriacou, and there was one with music and one without music. But the one with the music is a band. But in those days it's guitar, bottle and spoon, drum, and all them kind of old time stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this gentleman called Mr. named Joe Pitt. He went on one of the boats. And when he got there with the one with the music, they was playing so much thing and getting on. So he started cutting and then leave and go on the other boat. So then the boat he went and left first and going, right? Then the other one in the music, Kidelia, and he came a little later. When the first boat went and it reached very close up to Carriacou, they could have seen the other boat coming, but the light is very far.
Mm-hmm.
So when they get to Carriacou, they wait, but they find they should see that other boat. So that boat now, the last boat that they see the little light there, that boat disappear with the people on it, with everything. And no one up to this day
never found it.
They never find a piece of clothing, a piece of boat from that boat. A lot of Grenadian perish in that boat.
Really?
The boat there was Providence Mark and Island Queen.
How much years ago was that?
That is way down, maybe quite down, could be in the 40s and 50s, somewhere down there.
All right.
And up to this day, no one never find a piece of thing. But they allege that the engine of the boat was sung like German engine, and I think when they said maybe they alleges the British that sang that boat, and when they realized what they did, they clean up the mess.
Okay.
Quickly, because they know in those
actually the first time I've ever heard of that particular story.
Yeah.
First time I'm hearing
I'm sure the elderly people that alive that can call and testify to that.
All right,
because so they never find a piece of nothing from that boat. So, and that saved that gentleman's life.
All right.
Thank you, man.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution, man, as always. 435-2041, 435-2041 is the number to get on here on To The Point for today, Thursday. Always that interesting story from that caller. Always do appreciate him calling in and sharing those stories with me here all the time. Let's go over and say good morning. Good morning to you, caller. See if that caller may have dropped out for some reason or the other. 435-2041, 435-2041. And I'm seeing here a response on the a comment per se on the Facebook comment section there, and he's saying, I lost a few family members on that boat. Mrs. B. Steele wrote a book on that and interviewed my dad. All right, so that's someone who's chiming in on that also. Let's go to the phone line and say good morning. Good morning to you, caller.
Yes, good morning. The story the man just told is about the boat called the Island Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened during the war, when the war was going on.
Yeah.
My mom told me many of her friends were going to Carriacou. And she was crying because she wanted to go, but her aunt told her she was not going on that boat.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, there was a family, was a doctor, he had 3 daughters. And the father told the daughters that they were not to go to that trip. But the mother wanted them to go because all the elites in Grenada at the time, so-called, were going.
You're right.
And the boat disappeared. Nothing was found. Not one person, not a hand, not a dress, nothing. Totally disappeared. But that boat was called the Island Queen.
Right.
Matter of fact, I have a cousin who died. She left a little boy, but she died on the Island Queen.
All right.
So it was rumored that it was during the war, and it had a German flag or German engine, and it could have been torpedoed or something, but nothing was found up to date.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution this morning, caller. Interesting story there. 435-2041, 435-2041. We do have another caller. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Yes, good morning. Concerning Grenwick.
Yeah.
Now, we have to get things straight in Grenada. Mr. Hostin, and I respect him, and he's doing his job, and he's promoting Grenwick. But every time he comes to speaking on the fuel charge and the high cost of fuel and that type of thing, he's not talking about anything else. Grenwick is not only run on fuel. the cost of fuel is not the only component of running Grenlec. There need to be a deduction in the taxes. That's on the government side. The Grenlec might be very well be overmanned. That has to be looked into. The whole company has to be streamlined, just as Liat has to be streamlined. The whole company has to be streamlined. Grenlec normally, over the years, they're using new vehicles. They're importing new vehicles. That is very costly. All those things have to be looked into. So our high electricity bill is not only a component of the fuel prices. We have to get that straight. And every time he comes, he talks only about the fuel price most of the time. That's totally ridiculous. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution this morning. Caller 435-2041, 435-2041. And you could be live here on To The Point for today, Thursday. Let's go back to the telephone line and entertain another caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I want to address one matter.
Go right ahead.
Most people in Grenada must understand that when they advocate a raise in salary, the goods and services price is going to go up also. Maybe they don't get that, but that is what is happening. So clamoring for more salary is going to happen proportionally with the goods and services. So you always be crying out for the high cost of goods and services. So I think it's better they just leave that there and work with what they have, because the more you get paid, the more your goods and services are going to go up. And that is understood. And I endorse the guy who mentions matter now about Grenlec. The cost of operation is high, and it's not only the fuel, but other things too.
All right.
And they don't want to. I guess they want to look into it, because now that they said they're in 11 million, they lost $11 million in operation, and of course they look to recover it. And so the government is going to again is going to take away the fuel charge. It's 25%, I understand.
All right.
The customer will get a break in their bill. Anyway.
All right.
So much for that.
Thank you for your contribution this morning, caller. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number here to get on the inside. Don't forget, folks, we have an early cutoff today for To The Point. Of course, we have Accommodate Cricket, lovely cricket, which comes up at 10 a.m. this morning. Yes, CPL Cricket, folks, here on GBN TV, and Clay 105 Radio. So you could join us again at 10 a.m. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, Mr. Telesford, I beg your humble indulgences for a minute, sir.
Go right ahead.
Listen, Mr. Telesford, this morning on your early morning program, I heard something reported there that I think is extremely dangerous, and I have a duty to comment about it because it's a matter that I know of. One John Angus Martin was asked a question, some archival documents, both still photography and videography, on the procedures used, on the activities related to the building of our international airport from 1980. Yes, the work really started in November 1979, but it in earnest after the clearance started in 1980. Photographic evidence, the blasting of the lighthouse, the earth movement, day and night operations, introduction of new equipment, the workers on the exercises, etc. Now, after the invasion of Grenada, this documentary evidence disappeared. I learned this morning in passing from the gentleman when I asked him if he'd ever heard or seen any of these things. He admitted that he had seen some, but they are in private hands. I want to make this absolutely clear to the Grenadian people. Anyone who, except of their own personal photography, has anything related to the chronological development of the construction of that airport belongs to the government and people of Grenada. The original ownership, the photography, the films were bought by the Grenada International Airport Project. The video cassettes were bought by the International Airport Project. I do not know, I cannot say that I knew that the equipment used were, but they were there and they were used, and they were, the development of the archives belong to the Grenadian people. Therefore, I would like the Ministry of Culture and those responsible for this sort of thing to make efforts to find the 4 years of photographic evidence of the development of that important job, iconic job for the people of this country. At least they should know about it and see things, and that they have a duty to recover them from anyone, any part of the world who wish to lay claim to it, because the photos belong to the people of Grenada. I hope I've made myself clear for all those who want to claim. No, I know, because I was there, and I thought I'd say it again so we can leave it registered.
All right,
Thank you very much, Mr. Tellis.
Thank you for your contribution as usual, sir. Well, let's take a break, folks. We're coming right back to the point. Don't forget the early wrap-up of To The Point for today as we accommodate cricket coming up at 10 a.m. Welcome back to the point for today, Thursday. Once again, good morning to our television viewers this morning. I hope all is well with you at home. Hope that problem gets, seeing, of course, other comments with someone complaining about the darkness. Suddenly talk to the tech folks, see if they can have that rectified for you. And a couple of comments coming pertaining to that. Let's go back to the telephone line as we take your calls here on To The Point for today. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning.
The excursion mentioned by that gentleman, or rather I should say the loss of the Providence Mark.
Mm-hmm.
The Providence Mark and Island Queen were carrying excursionists to St. Vincent, not to Carriacou.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some humor associated with the loss of the Island Queen. There was some gossip going around that a large pair of sneakers in those days I called them washikang, was found somewhere in the sea, and that must surely have belonged to one Mr. Salhab, who had a very big foot. So, and the date of the excursion was sometime in the not the 50s, the late 1940s, about 45,
Right.
And unfortunately, some of the beautiful ladies of St. George's, including one from Grenville, who was related to the late Dr. Barry Rapier, were lost on the Island Queen.
All right.
Thank you and have a good day.
You too, sir. Have a good day. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number to be part of To The Point for today, folks. It's an open line for today, Thursday, and you have the option of calling in and stating your views, your concern, making a comment. We certainly would accept. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning. How you doing, brother?
Doing good.
I always talk about Grand Lake is my baby,
Yeah.
And I like to talk about Grand Lake. But I'm not saying that, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, Grand Lake, I think they buy new vehicles every 4 years. It's true. There's nothing wrong with that. What we need to do is that when WRB had the company, there's a company about lands. They didn't have lands to invest in solar energy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now the government had it. Now we have it. I don't like to say the government.
Suddenly that caller got cut off there. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number you can certainly call to get on. Let's go back to the phone line.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Would you mind, caller, would you mind lowering your radio or television, whatever device you have playing in the background? Just talk to me over the phone, please. Good. We're back.
Better now?
100%. Go right ahead.
Good. Addressing the issue of transportation in Grenada, it's a real problem that we have. And sometimes I'm ashamed of my country, the situation as it is. You could be in town 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, maybe 1 o'clock in the night. And suppose for some reason or other, yes, you're in town at that time. You're stranded. You may not have to go far. You might just have to go to Willis, Happy Hill, St. Paul's, and there's not even a taxi in the capital of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit-Martin. Not even a taxi available for stranded people who may well have the money to pay a taxi, as big as the price may be, but they might well have the money, but there's no taxi available. And all where I travel, they always have taxi in the capitals, not even in the capitals, but the smaller cities in the various provinces.
But caller, let me ask you this: would you agree that the problem is just as the disorganization of bus service in Grenada as a whole?
Very much. I find some of the bus drivers, not because it's private, yes, but I find some of them very lazy.
No, in fact, as I said, it's a disorganization of it. Because everybody chooses to get in their bus from 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning and finish at 6 o'clock or 4 or 5 o'clock. Everybody does that. Everybody wants to be on the road running at the same time. Then we see the congestion. Everybody's want to be on the road at the same time. You understand?
Right.
So I think that's where the problem stems. And I think there was
consideration must be given to those people who are traveling out of the normal hours. Because they have people finishing work various hours in the night.
Exactly.
They have people finishing work 9, 10, 11. And if the company that they're working for does not provide transportation, how are they going home? You know, that's really a problem in Grenada. Just imagine, and it has worsened over I noticed like after the COVID era, we have not gone back into the times when on a Friday you can take a chance and be in town up to 11 o'clock in the night.
Certainly don't.
I personally experienced that. I was in Grand Anse, 9 o'clock on a Friday recently, 9 o'clock in the morning, in the night, and it was trouble to get a bus to go to town. in Granite. Imagine I'm on Wall Street and like stranded on Wall Street on a Friday night, 9 o'clock.
I understand. Thanks for your contribution, caller.
Yeah, so we had to improve that.
All right. We drew forward. Let's take this final break. When we come back, we take a couple more calls, and then we wrap up to the point for today.
You're all
As GBN brings you coverage of this year's Heroes CPL, there will be some adjustments to our programming lineup. On Wednesday 7th and Thursday 8th September 2022, transitions will be aired at 5:05 p.m. GBN TV News will be at 6 p.m. and repeated right after the CPL match. Transitions will be rebroadcast after the GBN News repeat. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere with sports coverage.
This could be out. Brilliant catch. What a stunning catch.
The biggest party in sports, the Caribbean Premier League, is back and live on GBN television. Capture the energy, excitement, and euphoria of the beloved game. 34 matches, 6 teams, only one to be crowned champion. The action starts August 31st and runs until September 30th. Live on GBN television at K105.5 and 105.9. It's no carnival, but you will enjoy the mass.
And you're kidding me! You are kidding me!
GBN's broadcast of the Hero CPL is made possible by Republic Bank, we're the one for you. Habats, National Lotteries Authority, Demerara Mutual Life, Grenlec, Kennish Trucking, Webisco and Bermudas, Consumers Guarantee Insurance, and Had-On Plus.
Mr. mentioned the wing high, then you have things like Manumos, Force Combat, you know. We have the low power there.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page and YouTube channel for We Culture.
Welcome back once again, callers. Good morning to those of you calling all the time. I want to say good morning to you. Thank you so much for participating. Those of you who are viewing, thank you so much for participating. We have a final segment, maybe for another 5 minutes or so, before we wrap up to the point for today. Let's go over to the phone line. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning. Great that I've gotten through to the program. Good morning to all listeners and everything, and of course to you, GT.
All right.
I just wanted to thank the last caller for making that point about after our transport. It is a serious issue in Grenada. There have been attempts in the past to have a public transport service. Well, we know the failure stories of those, maybe not all the details. And just a quick suggestion that maybe the Ministry of Transport can meet with the Grenada Bus Association, hence the bus drivers who do ply the roads throughout the day and evening time into early night, see what can be discussed and arranged with them. Because in all fairness to them, vehicular maintenance, as you know, GT, is high cost maintenance, and high with a capital H for high. So something would have to be done to assist them if they're to provide after-hour bus service or transport for the public. So it's just a quick suggestion there. I don't know where it would lead, if anywhere, but I just thought it's good to put it out.
All right.
So thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks for your contribution. All right. 435-2041. I don't understand where the caller is coming from, but I always say, I'm saying too, suggestively, that if the issue is that if everybody's running at the same time, it's the problem. So if it could be done in a scheduled format where some buses run at a particular time in the morning and there's a cutoff time, another because of the amount of buses there is on the road. I mean, we have 200 buses on the road at the same time. So if some cuts off at a particular time, they go take the rest, as I would suggest, and another portion pops up again and run. Maybe we could have that 24-hour service running where not all of the buses are running at the same time. It's just another suggestion there. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning to you, caller.
Yes, good morning again, GT. On the question of transport, my organization, being Friends of You, has been asking authorities since 1999 is to rationalize the transport system because from an environmental point of view, it's not helpful to us. Emission and everything else. And then the waste, when the vehicle become obsolete, what happens to them? The problem is that if we are contradictory values, because we say in free enterprise, free this and that, and competition, and when you're in competition, people do what they want. And of course, if you have owners who are not disciplined enough, like who would pack up in the run and drive, provide the service, then what do you do? I think what we can do, rather than, we berate everybody else, is to see if we could have some kind of concession. Where and there have been attempts at that, but it would never been sustained. For instance, on Sunday, the Grenville Bus Drivers and them Association used to provide a service. I don't know if they still.
I think that was discontinued a couple of years ago.
The problem is that there are other people who are not in the system who come and undermine those exercises.
And that's where the problem lies.
I live in St. Mark. So we need to know, if people are going to be part of a system, they have to protect the interests. And not the outsiders who are not part of the system undermine it. So we need to do something, because if we talk about productivity, when a worker has to be worrying about whether he gets home or he gets back, it's really taking a lot from the person. So we need to look at all of that. But there won't be a quick fix. Then we need to discourage people from getting new vehicles. We talk about climate, but we have all these advertisements. Come and get your car. Even the communal, get your car. Something is wrong in it.
Thank you for your contribution, caller. 435-2041. We may be able to accommodate maybe one more caller after this one, because we do have to wrap. We do have to get set for the cricket coming up. CBL game this morning here on GBN, which will also be on GBN TV and also live on the K105. Let's take our final caller this morning. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I have a little suggestion. It has been so hard when you come out from work and you have to stand up on this bus terminal for hours. I wonder if the government can invest in 2 posters. They have it in the base. The people, especially the people on the western side, them see the most shop. When they stand in there, you have a station right on the bus terminal. They just call, the people stranding, one bus come, if they need the two of them come and take the people to the home. Let the bus owners and them run the bus, because it's their bus, they could do what they want. They bring you down on morning time to work and they don't care how you go back. So the government could fit in and ease the tension and the pressure on the people of this country. They have to go home, get ready to come back to work again, and always you're standing there waiting on a bus.
Thank you for your contribution, caller. Thank you so much. Folks, we are getting ready to wrap up. Let me take a couple of the comments via the Facebook page this morning. And one comment is saying that only the government is able to supplement a public service. Imagine filling up your bus to run from Grenville to Tongue and pick up only 2 or 3 passengers is not possible or profitable. I should say that's the word that should fit in there. It just isn't profitable. Most people need bus to go to see their family, to the general hospital on a Sunday. Somebody's saying that's what folks need the buses for. My take on this is that it may be possible if government decides that they want to get into the buses per se to run on the nation's road, and maybe 2 buses for every parish per se. That could probably help the issue, especially with the late light runs and so forth. So if the private bus owners decide they have a cutoff time, say 8 p.m., and government buses pops in from 8 p.m., goes up until 6 a.m. in the morning, and then the private buses per se pops back in from 6 a.m. in the morning. Just some suggestions in between there probably could help eliminate the problem that we're experiencing. But folks, here's where we're going to have to wrap to the point for today. We have 5 minutes moving out before the top of the 5 minutes to get myself together and get ready for cricket. Don't forget, cricket is in St. Lucia this morning, folks. We have Guyana Amazon Warriors. They come up against the St. Kitts Nevis Patriots, and so cricket, lovely cricket. CPL comes up at the top of the Radio. That's what we say goodbye for To The Point for today. Thank all of the callers who called in, made the suggestions, who called in and stated their opinions. Thank you so much. Join us again for another edition. That will be tomorrow, Friday. Until then, have a good one. That's why I say goodbye for today. For To The Point.